Well, it's actually not a lot different, only in the presidential portion. You know, there's a lot of things that go on before and after delegate selection and presidential preference that are virtually identical between the Republicans and Democrats. But in the Democratic caucus, we form preference groups, whereas the Republican caucus cast a straw poll ballot. So what we do is we literally get on our feet, walk to a different part of the room, and exercise physically our preference for president. First, we count everybody in the room to find out how many people we have at each caucus, and then we determine a viability threshold, which is generally 15%. Every candidate must meet that threshold in order to win a delegate to the county convention. And then Democratic candidates will go stand with other supporters of their candidate, and they'll be counted. If they've achieved the 15%, then they're viable. If they have not, then they're not viable. After the first formation of preference groups, we go into what's called the realignment phase, where everything will start over again and change. So members of non-viable groups can join other viable groups that are their second choice, or they could join with other non-viable candidates to form one viable group, whether that's an uncommitted group or a group supporting one particular candidate or another. And then they're counted again, and then delegates are awarded at that point. Okay. So it's basically a three-step process that we do. Well, each preference group they'll elect one or two people or three people, however many delegates they've earned within the preference group, and then they'll go on to the county convention and represent their candidate and their precinct at the county convention. And then at the county convention, they'll elect people to go to the district and state convention, where they will elect people to go to the national convention.